All right. Hey, how's it, everybody? It is right around 5 p.m. West Coast time. I'm going to call it 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on that East Coast, and 7 p.m. for our Central Time folk. I am Mad Statter today, and this is Chatter with Statter. Looks like we've got a couple people already hanging out. Bainy Bo in the house. Rick saying goof evening to all of us chatterers. Terry, of course, here. I think first one saying meow. Dusty, Ashes, and Leo. And then let's see here. We've got Darlene saying aloha. Penel coming in, saying aloha to everybody. Let's see. All right. That's who we've got in so far. Good, good, good. Well, I hope you guys have something to talk about because let me tell you, well, how about this? Let's get the party started, shall we? Okie dokie. All right. So, my work life is starting to pick up speed, and today was full of some random errands. One of which was I had to go downtown and get fingerprinted by the feds. That's right, I got fingerprinted by the feds today. And not only did I get fingerprinted by the feds today, I actually had to list all of my known AKAs, aliases, otherwise known as, and that list turned out to be very long, as it turns out. And then after I turned in that list, I thought of a couple more that I forgot to put on that list. So, oh well. Hopefully my lack of pure transparency won't be held too much against me. But yes, I had to get fingerprinted. Now, as much as it sounds like, I'm so nefarious and bad. No, actually, it has to do with my job and being an electronic tax provider, like something to do with us e-filing taxes required me to get fingerprinted, and so I had to go get fingerprinted, and so no, not a big deal, but it sounds so bad, but actually it's quite mundane and excessively dull for really. It's just for work and for taxes. But yeah, so there you go. That was my exciting news for my day today. And then of course I had to come back in and do some more works, which means today not a lot of prep went into what's going on. And so if you guys have anything to talk about, we can definitely start with that. Lord knows we got sidetracked for a good, 45 minutes, an hour last stream on a topic that was not planned or intended at all. For those of you who weren't here, we were talking about pods, and that devolved quickly. And by pods, I mean pod hotels. But yeah, anyway, and that devolved from there. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to talk about something for just a half a second that I meant to bring up last stream before we got sidetracked by a different kind of explosion. I wanted to show you this clip from the Hawaii News in regards to last week's New Year's Eve. So before New Year's Eve, we talked about the new laws that are coming into effect for Honolulu and the illegal fireworks. And I was curious as to see whether or not there would be much of a change. I was somewhat skeptical, somewhat doubtful, but at the same time also hopeful. Hey, Shaq, good to see you on your way home from the dojo where you made a student cry. Are you proud of that fact? Or are you feeling bad about that? Because sometimes, sometimes tears are a good thing. Anyway, I'm hoping you didn't mean to, but sometimes it happens. Anyway, here is, I don't know if you guys saw any, particular clips after New Year's on what New Year's actually looked like, But I had to laugh because to me and my untrained eye, it didn't look a whole lot different. But the locals actually seem to be quite happy with the locals seem to be quite happy. So here is the recap for New Year's Eve in Honolulu, thanks to KHON News Hawaii Now.
Well, many residents say the celebrations were much quieter also thanks to the new tougher laws and enforcement. So far, we only know of 2 fireworks-related arrests that were made on Oahu. Nikki Schenfeld with more on what residents noticed and what authorities could still be looking at.
For decades, New Year's Eve on Oahu has meant hours, sometimes days and weeks of nonstop fireworks. But this year, residents saw a noticeable difference.
Definitely quieter than last year. Last year it was just going on like all night pretty much, even all week up to New Year's.
It was shockingly slow. Only maybe at the tail end, maybe the 11:30 p.m. to 12. That's when everybody let loose.
Take this drone footage from last year, taken near Waikele facing towards Ewa, Kapolei, and Waipahu, and how it looked this year.
I was searching for stuff last night versus in years past, right at midnight, it was just crazy.
Many neighborhoods stayed unusually calm, with most of the blast happening around midnight.
It was really great. I liked the fact that there were hardly any smoke. It was wonderful. We had some other aerials, people are neighbors, but it wasn't like it was last year or the previous years. It was wonderful.
Many residents agreed.
Personally, I prefer it the way it was last night. Yeah, I don't miss the old days. It's just different now. It's just too noisy. Too noisy, and that's really what was really affecting my family. And I do own dogs at home, so I enjoyed last night.
Many people say they saw drones monitoring above. Honolulu police logs show only 2 firework-related arrests.
I think a lot of people think that there were going to be immediate arrests, and I don't think that's going to be the case. I think that there's going to be fines and potentially arrests come out once they've reviewed the footage and got what they need.
HPD says they will release more details on citations and arrests on Monday. Nikki Schenfeld, KHON2 News, working for Hawaii.
Well, many residents.
All right, so I will admit I did not look up the details of any further arrests. I can only assume there's been at least there's been a couple, what with the whole drone footage, and you know we have the technology to pinpoint what locations they were coming from. But yeah, so it sounds like the fireworks were still abundant, just limited to a certain time frame. And you know, honestly, if I were a local, I'll be the first to admit, I love fireworks, but I would not be happy with a week's build up to New Year's Eve. No, that would have driven me nuts as well. So like having, you know, an hour and a half, 2 hours from like 11 till 1 a.m. or whatever to go through the huge booms, that to me, yeah, I would be much happier with that. So I can see why the locals were super stoked that even though to people like me, it didn't look different, they were just like, no. It was different and it was better. So hopefully this will be the sign of more safe and sane use of the fireworks during the New Year's. And so, yeah. And then also, Shock. See, now Shock did the same thing that I did. She comes in sounding all badass. She made a student cry, but really she didn't make a student cry. The student just cried because he was emotional because he wanted to go to NAM. And I can't believe that he didn't realize, like, no, you can't just... I can't believe that he thought that it wasn't too late to hop on that train. I mean, like, no, unless you've got a flight already and a place to, like, no, dude, it's... But, so I'm glad that you didn't make him cry physically or really mentally in regards to the sport. And let's see here, Terry in Scotland, who's giving out paracord gifts. I'm considering introducing a line of Terry in Scotland gold sneakers, a bargain at $200 a pair. Yeah, actually, totally. I think like Yeezys cost way more than that. In fact, I dare say most regular sneakers just even cost almost more than that. I know the Hokas that I've got usually run about 190, which is insane. I got them, well, first off, I got my Hokas on sale for super cheap. Second off, I didn't actually get a $190 design of Hoka. I think the one that I got maxed out at 160 or something, but I didn't spend even $100 on them. So like but if you have to get good, if you want to get good shoes though, unfortunately you do kind of need to pay at least $100. So yeah, $200 for a designer gold sneaker, for sure, dude. That is definitely a bargain. And you're obviously way out of touch with the current sneaker market. Oh yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. Even like the cheaper quote unquote sneakers like Skechers or New Balance, you're still looking at like $60, $75 a pair. And those are like the low end, I mean, I might be making that up, but I don't think I am. Let me go see. Does anybody know off the top of their head how much a pair of New Balance sneakers costs? And the reason why I say New Balance, yeah, New Balance is running anywhere from $65 to $160. Yeah, so $70 to $160. And the reason why I bring up New Balance is because New Balance is it's a very common, it's not like it's a low-end brand, but it's also not known to be a specialized sneaker. It's just a good all-around, and a lot of, I hate to say this, but a lot of older people wear New Balance, and not because they're older, but because New Balance has been around since the 1900s, and it's just a pair. It's a brand of shoes that a lot, like my dad used to wear New Balance, or that was his brand of shoe, and so it's not a specialty shoe. It's literally a regular, good, supportive, all-round tennis shoe. And yeah, you're looking at $70 to $170. And Skechers are, my Skechers that I've got, I don't know, I think they cost about $64, and they were definitely on the cheaper model of Sketcher. And hey, eMusic, good to see you. Terry is bragging about his super cheap, high-end designer tennis shoes for $200, and I'm telling him that that's a really good bargain for designer shoes, because even Bobo brand New Balances come in at like $170. And so your Skechers cost about 65 pounds. So that's about what my Skechers cost too. Yours are a little more, I guess, because pounds are a little more than dollars. But I like Skechers because Skechers come in styles like young kids wear, but they're really made for old people. Like when I wear my Hokas, I feel like I'm dressed like an old woman. When I wear my Skechers, I feel like I'm a little bit more young and hip, which I think is ironic because I look around and I see a lot of people my age wearing Skechers, which makes me think that the kids look at Skechers like I look at New Balance. It's like, oh yeah, that's what my parents wore. I don't know if that's true or not. I don't have kids to ask, but I kind of feel like Skechers are the New Balance, in the way that New Balance is what my parents used to wear, Skechers is what I wear, and so the kids are just like, oh yeah, right, your Skechers, see, everybody here's wearing Skechers, right? And yeah, your Skechers cost $80, exactly. And Skechers are a mid-range shoe. I mean, they are obviously a name brand shoe. They're not generic by any stretch, but they're also not a high-end designer shoe. They're not a specialized tennis shoe. They're not, you can get tennis shoes that are $225, $250. Hoka's run into the over 200. And in order to get a good shoe that has some support, you need to spend a little bit of money, and it seems like, $65 to $90 is really the range that a lot of the minimum quality that's the price for the minimum quality that you want, I guess. Is what I'm trying to say. And Darlene, oh, absolutely, dude. You feel it's more worth it. You feel it's worth it. Your feet feel better with a quality shoe. Oh, for sure, dude. That's the one thing that my mom always made sure was you had good quality shoes, because if your feet are unhappy, you are unhappy. And the one and only shoe store here had only had the step-in Skechers. That's the kind I've got, eMusic. And they're really quite comfortable. They're certainly not as comfortable in the sense of my squishiness, like the Hoka's are. But Hoka's, I don't like Hoka's, and I don't think that anyone who's elderly or with balance issues should use Hoka's. Hoka's are super soft, but the way the sole pivots, the way the sole pivots on the Hoka's, I have on several occasions almost felt like I was falling backwards. And anybody who has any kind of balance issues, those shoes would be patently unsafe. I definitely think that Skechers, with their more flat-bottomed, like ultimately flat-bottomed sole, is way more stable on my feet, even if it's not as squishy and comfortable. But eMusic, after coming from my Hoka's to my slip-in Skechers, the Skechers are distinctly less comfortable. But what I'm going to do is get a good insole. I'm going to go get like a squishy gel insole and see if that helps. Because I think a squishy gel insole would be would make my Skecher more better. And let's see here. If you haven't worn them and aren't happy with them, the fit, I'd take them back, says Darlene. That's good. The heel on the step-in sticks out and looks kind of funky, but who cares? Right, yeah, there you go. You got the Payless brand for $30 because Skechers weren't comfortable for you. Interesting. When I first got the Skechers, one of them wasn't comfortable for me because I generally wear shoes without socks. And there was this one area along the lace line on the inside that had a rough hem finish, and it was irritating my foot. It was scraping on my foot. And so first off, when I started wearing socks, because it's getting cold, that took away. But also I put a piece of medical tape, fabric medical tape over it, and that helped as well. I don't know what the problem is with your Skechers, and why they don't fit comfy, but yeah, some shoes sometimes just don't fit well. I have a pair of Mary Janes that I bought online, and I got them Mary Jane like sneakers, and I got them home, and I got them in the mail, and it was just like, oh wow, yeah, if I'd have tried those on in the store, those would not have come home with me at all. And let's see here, can't take them back, I've worn them a lot, then stopped. Right, yep, there you go. So eMusic, do you think is it just because like it's not the right shape of your foot, or do you think getting like an insole, removing the insoles that are in there and getting like a squishier insole might help? And you got to wear socks with Skechers, says Terry. I was slipping around in mine without socks. Socks are a burden to my feet normally, but lately, the last few weeks, they've been nice. But I have a very specific style and sense of socks. They have to be knee socks, and for somebody who's got really fat legs like I do, knee socks are hard to come by. But I found this, and this is not sponsored at all, but I found a place online. It's a Canadian sock company called Via Socks. And I'm going to... Via Socks? Or Via Socks? I don't know. Anyway, yeah, exactly. Well, shucks, seriously, dude. There's these, Via Socks has, they have compression socks, but they also have, the compression socks I accidentally bought a pair of compression socks. They work on big legs, but they're compression socks. But they also have these other socks that are like called Easy Stretch or Extra Stretch or something like that. And they're wide, they stretch out super big, but they don't like have the compression power that compression socks have. Anyway, they stretch out super big and they come in all sorts of cool colors and designs. Like you can get plaid, or you can get different, you can get, like I've got this one that's called Northern Lights, and it's like a sort of a tie-dye purple and aqua and whatever. And they've got if you wanted kitties, if you wanted hearts, if you want whatever, they've got all the different kinds of designs and patterns that you might want, and they're coming out with new ones all the time. And so these knee socks actually come up they cover my entire calf and come up just below my knee. And they stay there. They stay there all day. They stay there all day, and it's just phenomenal. And they even work on my fat ankle that's all gross from it being broken and everything. So if you guys like knee socks and you have hard time finding them in your size to fit you, I highly recommend Via Socks. Shock, my feet are 6.5 inches long, but 8 inches wide, so I wear 8 and have empty toe boxes. Well, this particular brand actually comes in a couple different sizes. There's small, medium, medium large, and large extra large. And what I did at first was when you buy one, you get one free. And so I bought 2 different sizes because I wasn't sure which one I was able to wear. Turns out I was able to wear the medium large, but I wouldn't be surprised if you might be able to get the small medium or the medium large. Like you might be surprised at how big the small medium is, and it might actually work for your foot. But what I also can say is the foot fabric is different than the calf fabric in the sense of how it stretches, and they're both really stretchy, but like I wouldn't be surprised if these socks work for your feet and the way they're shaped. And let's see here. Looks like we've got Kevin in the house. Good to see you, Trail Dust. Yours are just black, but you can't find them in the dark. Those are your socks, I'm assuming. Yeah, most of my socks used to be black, but then I gave up and I decided that even though I only wear black, my socks shall be fun. And let's see here. And oh no, your NHS doctor a few years prescribed compression socks for you. Your calves finished up looking like grape clusters. Total fail. Don't really know I don't know what those socks did to you, dude, but that doesn't sound right. And Darlene, I like stretchy socks too, but not knee highs. You bought Rick and me a pair of good alpaca made socks from this farm up north to try. They aren't tight and they're comfortable and your feet can breathe in them. They're very pricey. Exactly, $28 to $32 a pair. Yeah, these Via socks are $29.99 a pair, but it's buy one, get one free. So basically they're $15 a pair. But Darlene, I'm wondering, when you say you don't like them up to your knee, where do you like them? Are you a crew sock person, or how tall are your socks? Hey, Picolati, we're talking about socks today, right now, because why not? Why not talk about a sock? And that's what we're talking about. We're talking about socks. And how I get my fat legs in socks from Via Socks, because they're super stretchy, and they're super expensive, but that's okay. Just about calf length, partway up, maybe halfway to the knee, and they just stay there. They don't fall down. They don't scrunch. They just stay there. Because, see, that's what gets me. That's why I like them to my knee, is so they go over my calf, so they don't go. But if it only goes halfway up my calf, then I feel like it would go scrinkle, scrinkle, roll down, scruncher. If that makes sense. And let's see here. We could talk about fiddles. Then we'd have Socks and Violins show. And yes, we could have a Socks and Violins show and get a community standards strike. Nothing about, oh my god, Socks and Violence. That's right, Socks and Violins. Oh wow. Yes, and even though I like socks, I still prefer naked sock puppets. Naked sock puppet theater. Let's talk about socks. Let's talk about violins. Let's talk about socks. Let's talk about violins. Socks and violins. Alright then, so I have just completely amused myself way too much. Thanks to Shock. Actually, she amused me way too much. Okay, Picola T, I get it that you don't wear the socks very often, but you're a world traveler. I know that you go places that you need socks. You've been to Alaska, for goodness sake. So, when you wear socks, what kind of socks do you like to wear? Little footy socks? Little crew socks? Taller socks than crew socks, maybe? Or knee-high socks? I like the knee-high socks, because they stay on my legs better. And they keep my calf warm. And let's see here, the NHS sent me to dermatology section at Wishaw General. A dermatologist cruising past me put a stethoscope on my ankle and proclaimed, "Oh, that's a thumping pulse," and walked away. A typical NHS experience. Let's see here, always wear wool ankle socks unless I'm wearing athletic footies. Got it. Okay. So I'm the only knee sock person here. All right. I am not going to be surprised or shocked to know that I'm the weirdo, but that's all right. And Terry in Scotland, that's funny that you had that experience. I actually had a very similar yet different experience. I was visiting my dad in the emergency room. And as I was walking down the hallway, this doctor stopped me in the hall and was like, "Have you gotten your cholesterol checked?" And I was like, "Yeah, blah, blah, blah." And he's like, "Okay, because you've got cholesterol deposits, around your eyes." That's what these things are. And blah, 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 or whatever. And he was just, he diagnosed me right on the spot, which was kind of funny. And then he was just like, what are you, or I don't remember how the conversation went, but he found out why I was in the emergency room. And even though this literally random doctor, okay, not my doctor, not my dad's doctor, random doctor in the hallway grabs me, tells me about my cholesterol eyes, and then finds out that dude is my dad. And he pulls me aside into this room and he's like, "That is the worst case of alcoholism I've ever seen outside of someone who's living on the streets. You're going to have to deal with this for the next 5 years at the most. He will be in and out of this hospital due to this reason that he's here now, on and off until he dies, and it will be less than 5 years, but it'll probably be around 5 years." Dude, that doctor, I don't know who he was, and he had no business diagnosing me or doing he was spot on. He was Nostradamus. He saw it plainly and clearly. He told me the whole deal. And he was right. My dad barely lasted 5 years after that. And yeah, so Terry, sometimes doctors in the hallway can see more than you think. And yes, I'm not going to be surprised that I'm the only weirdo is definitely a good t-shirt. And I have said that, I've said that on more than one occasion. And Picola T, are you talking about the chicken skin with the doctor? Yeah, well, literally the writing was on the wall. And I am so thankful that someone was there to just read it for me and just let me know. Because he was totally right. And I know that a lot of other people would have been really broken up and upset by that. I mean, because he was direct. He was harsh. He had very little bedside manner. And I have no doubt in my mind that, I mean, I have friends who I know, had they gotten that news in that way, it would have killed them. But for me, it was just like, wow, what a relief. It was a relief. Like, okay, like, I'm not nuts. I'm not overreacting. This is a big deal. This is confirmation. And it was kind of, it was kind of nice. And let's see here. I've seen a number of signs of cardiac health on your face videos, on YouTube. Increasing awareness can't hurt. Right. Yeah. There you go. Yeah, he had to pull you aside in the hallway manner. Precisely. And you know what? As Rick just said, I've never had a doctor consult me in the hallway. I think our docs around here need a code to charge. Exactly. Hallway consults don't cost nothing. And I like those a lot. For certain. I like those a lot. And Shock, by the way, you haven't freaked me out or anything by your... by your comment. Oh no, cardiac signs. What are we talking about here? But yeah, so there you have it, Rabbit. All right, so do you guys have time for something cute? Now that we had something that wasn't cute, which was that whole thing. Do you guys have time for something cute? I pulled this off Facebook today. This is not my content. I know. I'm a thiefers, but I just thought you guys might want to see something cute, and so we're gonna see something cute, right? There we go. All right, so hold on, reverbs. All right, so yeah, I I just had to. I mean, I realized not my content. Okay, I know I'm a thief, but how could we not see that and just go, oh, that's so cute? And yeah, I don't know if it's a little boy or a little girl, but I'm gonna assume it was a little boy because that was the boy hula, so I'm just going to assume that he was there with Daddy and learning Daddy's moves, just like Daddy's learning his moves. But yeah, Picola T, I thought for a second there, I was like, ooh, they're going to stomp on them baby toes. But you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if that baby has had toes stomped on doing exactly this. And the baby knows to watch their toes. Okay, the Facebook post did say it was a little boy. Okay, there you go. And Kevin, yeah, I've seen videos like that from powwows. Oh yes, I love it. Yes, but the only difference is a lot of times with the powwows, dude, the little ones are totally dressed up in the regalia. And this was obviously just a rehearsal, a practice. But like to see those little kids just with their headbands and their moccasins and their little fringe and their big accoutrements, because they're grown-up size, but they're so tiny and they're just doing the little hop, hop, hop. Oh, God dang it. It's so darn cute. The regalia for the little ones. So flippin' cute. And the funny thing is I don't really like kids. And look at me. I'm all, oh, he's so cute. And yeah, exactly, Darlene. He'd obviously been to that practice space before. And was very familiar with that particular, dance, because he he seemed to know what the steps were. Yeah, he knew exactly when the things were going to happen. Yeah, totally. I thought, yeah, he literally, when he gets older, and knows it, by heart, he will literally have been doing that dance for his entire life. It will be muscle movements muscle memory like nobody's business. All right, so yeah, that was our moment of cute. Now let's see here. Oh wait, hey, Verity, I didn't notice you. I noticed that little guy was having big fun, but I didn't notice you were the one that said it. Good to see you, Verity. Yes, and I always say dance like a toddler. The only rule is to have fun. That is exactly right. That is exactly right. You have to definitely, when you're dancing, you just have to let yourself go. Because if you don't let yourself go, then you're just going to be stiff and awkward. And that just makes it more stiff and awkward. So be loose and awkward. It's way better to be loose and free and awkward than stiff and awkward. And that is my life lesson for dancing or pretty much anything. All right, so another thing I want to share with you guys, and I stole this off the internets as well. This is a picture from Lahaina, January 1st, 2026. Look at that tree. The banyan tree is still banyaning, and while the city is still very much not rebuilt, that tree, the heart of the town, is looking pretty good. I don't know if the side of, on the left-hand side of that tree, which looks like it's kind of like got grayish growth on it, I'm not sure if that's damage, if that's, do they have flowers on banyans? I'm not really sure what that is, but everything looks happy and healthy. Does anybody know what, do you see what I'm saying there on the left hand side of the screen? That part of the tree looks like it's is that the singe part or whatever? I don't, does anybody have any idea why it might be discolored like that, or colored differently? Perhaps it's not even discolored. Perhaps that is the color it's supposed to be. I'm just curious, but it looks happy. And I saw the marina right there was just open in the last few weeks too. Yeah, totally. I saw that as well. I definitely, saw that and thought that was super cool. I'm not really sure what else is, happening, like, at the, let's see, like, what am I trying to say? There's not much at town for the marina to be marina-ing, I guess, but you have to start somewhere, I guess. I don't really know, like, what's going on at the marina or beyond the marina. You know, you might want to pull your boat up there, and that's cool, but then what is there to do at Lahaina? But, you know, hey, oh, snorkel tour boats mainly. Oh, okay. All right. And let's see here, Darlene, it's getting bigger, looks green and healthy. I watched about a week ago while walking around the banyan tree, and it looked really good. Still not the full size it was before the fire. Yep, totally. And let's see here. It's doing better than your purple smoke bush. Oh no. Really, the smoke. I wonder what's wrong with your smoke bush, Shock? Because smoke bushes like around here grow like weeds, you know, and so it's just to me they seem like indestructible. And does Lono have any songs about banyan trees? Maybe. Off the top of my head, I can't think of one. But it is our Lono listening break, and I already have a Lono tune set up. It is a Lono tune that is by that you can get off of one of his Eevee albums. Although honestly, I cannot remember if it's one or two or three. So I'm not gonna tell you that part. But I am gonna say aloha si Honda. You're here in time to listen to some Lono.
Okay. Welcome back. Okay. Let's go. Time, yeah, it's their celebration. No, I'm not gonna get in the way. Wild as it could be, I could feel a sweet sensations. Gonna come now, gonna do it with ease, yeah. Believe me when I say I've got a message from your brother. He told me that he was gonna get you up ahead. Don't turn around, cause looking back and get you nowhere. Get the boys together, we're heading for disaster. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. Yes, that's what I said. Sweet Polly misses blowing Joe all of her kisses. She doesn't even know that he doesn't even care. And if he doesn't score tonight, he's taking her to Denny's. Before the last call, he'll be going down the hall. Avoid his friends, avoid the laughs, avoid all the gossip he's heard in the past. It all doesn't matter, it'll come down to this. In the dead of the night, you'll be begging her for kisses. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. You know why? Here he comes again. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. That's what I said. Yes, that's what I said. Joey took his credit card and laid it on the table, dialing 1-900. Y'all shall do ya anytime. He could go for broke on a 1500 limit. When she answered the call, she remembered his voice. He said, give me something, yeah, the pain I cannot measure. I'll show you satisfaction, yeah, I'll give you more than pleasure. She was heading down the highway, taking all his calls on her cellular phone in a Mercedes Benz. Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said. What I said. You know why? That's the kind of girl she is. So stand back. Here she comes again. Come, baby. That's what I said. Okay. Welcome back. Okay. Let's go.
Alrighty there. Okay, sorry about that. Gotta always remember to get that off a loop. Ah, yes, indeed, we've got professional transitions. Yes, we do. Alright, so, I'm not at all surprised that Goofle nor the AI knows that Lono, the Hawaiian god, I'm sure they're quite familiar with all of his catalog. Yeah, oops. It doesn't surprise me that Goofle has no idea. It is kind of frustrating because Lono is obviously a Hawaiian god, but there also are a lot of people named Lono, and so when you're looking up Lono on Goofle, it generally, unless you put Lono music, who knows what you're going to end up with. Yeah, exactly, Shock. Broadcast quality. And speaking of broadcast quality, honestly, y'all, I don't really have a whole lot to talk about. One thing I can talk about that is coming back to a topic we spoke of a few weeks ago. Oh, wait, hold on. What's going on here? We've got Stream Elements telling us that Andy is doing stand-up, but he's also doing Black Stream, Hat streams until August. I think that might be an old notification. In fact, speaking of Andy Bumatai, he just... okay, don't believe that shout out. Exactly. Well, there is a shout out, though, for Andy Bumatai, sort of. He did release a little update, I believe, today on his YouTube channel. And basically, it sounds like in the most recent iteration of ideas, he will be maybe doing a live show once a month and instead releasing pre-made videos. I'm not quite sure what the schedule will be. I'm going to say maybe once a week, a couple times a week. Honestly, I don't know if he said, and if he did, I definitely don't remember. But what I do remember is him saying that the live broadcasts will be fewer and not the regular part of his entertainment package these days. So when Andy does end up back on a live stream, just remember, mark it on your calendar, because it sounds like it's only gonna be happening once a month. And I know that I want to make sure that I'm there for every single one of them, because I miss all y'all at Andy's. I love all y'all that are coming here, but there's also folks who don't come here who hang out with Andy that I miss as well. And so Rick is telling me, just got word that Andy will do the next live Friday, January 16th at 3:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So that will be not this Friday, but the Friday after that. And that is going to be 5:30 p.m. West Coast time, 3:30 p.m. Hawaii time, 8:30 p.m. East Coast, 7:30 for our Central Time folk. So that is... And yes, exactly. Darlene coming in. He just had a YouTube video on today that they watched. I watched part of it. Maybe I watched all of it. I don't really remember. And there he said maybe once a month live and then some pre-videoed stuffs. So that is the up-to-date thingamabopper. C Honda also confirming Friday, January 16th at 3:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. So that would be 8:30 p.m. on their East Coast, and do the maths for all in betweens. So there we have it. That is what is going on with the Bumatai, the Mr. Bumatai, and so there's that. What I was talking about just a few seconds ago, which was a reference to a couple streams ago, where I was talking about I need a new faucet. And you guys told me what to call it, the single handle mixture, blah, blah, blah. And I did all sorts of searches, and I came up with this one. I went to, I don't know what hardware store, but the hardware store was like, here, choose the things. And literally the picture of the faucets section that they had was exactly the faucet I want. This is the faucet situation that I am looking for. Okay? I know it's morphing into an adult show again. Exactly. So this is the faucet I'm looking for. And so I thought to myself, well, neat. If this particular hardware store is using this particular picture of this particular faucet, it seems reasonable to assume that they actually sell this particular faucet arrangement. I thought that was logical to assume, but I looked through all of their faucets, and no, they actually don't carry that faucet. So the only place I've been able to find that faucet is there in reference to it not being there. I don't know. I was annoyed. And Terry, it looks like a semi. I don't know what that means, but what does that mean? And is that another thing I can look for? A semi? Semi? What's a semi? I know. I'm just going to keep repeating myself. What's a semi faucet? What's a semi faucet? Now, in looking for that type of faucet, I did find a different faucet that might work. And do I need a 3-hole faucet? Well, yes and no. What I actually I really need, I mean, because I've already got this, the sprayer that I have already works. So I don't need it, but yeah, I have a 4-hole faucet, but one of the holes is for a soap dispenser. So for the most part, I guess it's a 3-hole faucet situation that I'm looking at. And so I want, this is the what I want. I want the faucet in the center, the handle to the side, and then the hose. Nothing's leaking. It's just that the flow in the hot water flow is the hot water flow on my faucet is it's non-existent, basically, and it has something to do with the faucet itself, not the hoses connected. Those are all, I've been told I need a new faucet, and it is a nice faucet. I like that faucet, which it's similar to the one that I have, and I like that faucet. I want the same faucet that I've got, basically. But apparently that style of faucet is, I mean, granted, it's, I guess it's out of style by a decade and a half, because I probably had that faucet for a decade and a half. So I suppose it's white trash now or something, but I still, it doesn't even, I mean, first off, this is exactly what my faucet looks like, the design and everything, but it doesn't have to necessarily look like that. I just want the setup like that. I want the singular handle that is the mixer handle. I want the singular hot, cold. I don't want to have 2 faucets, one for hot, one for cold. I just want the singular thing. Oh my God, Rick. See, and this is why... This is why I bring up mundane and stupid stuff like this. It totally did not occur to me to do a Google search, a reverse Google image search. It absolutely did not occur to me to do that. I will be doing that. There's this technology. You have it at your hand. Come on. Yeah, that's a really good idea, Rick. I don't know why I spent hours not utilizing that idea, because it probably would have saved me a lot of hours, actually. Yeah. And anything matching the big box stores like Home Depot or Lowe's, Pukola tea, I bought it at either Home Depot or Lowe's. And so, yeah, I've definitely been looking in those sections. Or those are the first places really that, you look. And I know I can't remember. I bought the sink at one of them and the faucet at the other. So I don't remember which one I bought the faucet at, which one I bought the sink at. But basically, yeah. I mean, I'll look again, because sometimes you get down rabbit holes and then you forget where you really have looked. So, I mean, maybe I haven't, but I feel like that would have been the first place I looked. I've just been looking so much, I kind of forget where I'm looking now. But the first place I'm going to look is a Google image search, because duh. Yeah, that's why I need people in my brain. Other than the ones that are here, because the ones that are here, they're just not, yeah, it doesn't. Oh, Rick, are you gonna... Oh, see, actually, Rick, I don't want what I think that is. Hold on. Yeah, no, no, I don't, see, this is actually part of the problem. A lot of what comes up in my search is the pull downs, and I don't want one and can't have one, although that's not really true. I have a side sprayer hose. I don't want the hose to be I don't want the sprayer hose to be the kind that you have to pull out of the faucet. And the reason why I don't want that is because those types of, yes, those types of hoses aren't compatible with portable dishwashers. Yeah, I know my dishwasher doesn't work. Okay, we're not going to talk about that right now. But they're not compatible with portable dishwashers. They don't connect with the hose from the portable dishwasher. And I would like a faucet that does have the capability to, if one day my dishwasher does work, eventually be hooked up to the sink. So that is part of the problem with me looking for a faucet, is so many faucets are the pull down kind, and I don't want that. I want the side sprayer kind. And so I'm just a picky person, I guess. But and I know my dishwasher doesn't work, so why am I bothering? But I am. And Rick, pricey at $190. Oh, honey. Oh, that's so cute. That's so cute. Any faucet is going to be running you about $100 to $200 these days. That's just any faucet that's worth a faucet is going to be about, even the cheapest, crappiest faucets are running $89. And I know this because I've recently been down the aisle at the hardware store. So $190, yeah, that's basically what a faucet's going to cost. And yeah, everything Kohler is expensive, and I think the one that I've got is a Kohler. But why not put shelves in where my dishwasher was? Well, I actually use my dishwasher as a drying rack because I have to wash my dishes, and so the dishwasher does actually get utilized, just not for washing dishes. And another reason why my dishwasher needs to at least stay where it's at is because that's my countertop. My square footage, in my kitchen, the counter square footage is minimal, probably less than 4 square feet. And so the countertop on the dishwasher is kind of the and the 4 square feet is covered up by a KitchenAid, a rice cooker, a hot water dispenser, stuff that's on the counter. And so the top of the dishwasher is sort of like my countertop. And so the dishwasher kind of needs to stay. It's just how well I use it. Or if I get it fixed, build a shelf under the counter. The counter that is currently in use, well, that's where all my silverware drawers are. And then it sort of goes under the sink. It's very tiny. And I just would like it if my dishwasher worked. But even though it doesn't work, that's really not an issue. The dishwasher is still being utilized in a space way that is a beautiful thing. All I know is I want to keep exactly. I'm just 2 steps ahead, like a chess player trying to avoid a problem when my dishwasher is repaired. Right, exactly, because I do feel like the dishwasher, honestly, it's just an electronic thing that somebody who knows what they're doing needs to deal with it, and I'd like to maybe get somebody out, but I just haven't yet. And so basically, yeah, what I really want is a nice flow of hot water to the kitchen. And I've been told that requires a new faucet. And let's see here. You can put racks over a shower drain and use the sprayer from the faucet. Put racks over a shower drain and use the sprayer from the faucet. I don't understand what you're saying. You want me to do my dishes in my shower, Terry? You want me to take my dishes into my shower? My dishes, I can do I know how I don't like to wash dishes. I have the capability of washing dishes. I just don't like to. I would rather have a dishwasher. I don't understand. I don't understand. But let's see here. Let's look at this one. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, this is good. Oh, nice. No, this is exactly, I don't like the style of it. It looks like it'd be a lot less easy to clean. But yeah, this is exactly, Rick. Yeah, this is good. Yeah, and it's a Moen, right? Of course. Yeah. $219 doesn't surprise me at all. So all right, I'll keep that window open. Yeah, that one's good. You could install a shower drain where my dishwasher is. No. No, Terry, the dishwasher is a portable dishwasher. It drains into my kitchen sink. That's the whole point. There's a hose that comes out the back of the dishwasher that connects to the kitchen sink. And that's how the that's how the dishwasher gets its water. And that's where the dishwasher drains its water. And so the faucet that I would need can't be a spray down faucet because it won't connect. So I just have to have a regular faucet that the thing can connect to. No, Rick. Okay. There is still a hose that connects because, Rick, remember, I got a new dishwasher after the first one with the hose. The first one with the hose issue was there was no hose, right? But the second one, I don't know why it's broken. It just suddenly stopped working. The hose is absolutely in full repair. The hose still can be connected. It's just, I think, an electronic thing. I just don't know. And I just don't know who to call. And I don't have the extra money to call. Blah, 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 blah. And besides that, until the hot water flow gets fixed, the hot water, the dishwasher really isn't working very well. Because it's only getting cold water instead of the hot water. It's it's a case of like multiple problems, but ultimately the faucet first needs to be fixed. And hey, Mariana, good to see you. This is an adult level conversation, adults only. We're talking about home appliances and kitchen repair. This is a topic that children are not interested in. This is an adults only conversation. Exactly, a portable hooks up to the sink faucet to wash, and it drains into the sink drain. Precisely, which is why when I'm buying a faucet, I have to buy a faucet with a faucet head that is capable of hooking into the hose, and the spray faucets aren't able to hook into the hose. So when I've been searching, I've been coming up with a lot of in-faucet spray down hose nozzles as options, but it's absolutely not what I need. And exactly, not what you expected by adult conversation, but accurate nonetheless. And you'd go to a Restore and buy a used one. I don't know if I hadn't thought about that. But honestly, I'd rather, well, yeah, I do have to wonder how many portable dishwashers are at the Restore, just because not many people use them anymore. At least that's what I'm assuming, considering how expensive they are. But yeah, I guess I could do that, but I'd almost rather spend, like, if it was $200 at the Restore, I'd almost rather spend $200 for somebody to fix my thing. That way I wouldn't have to worry about hauling it to the dump, hauling it out, hauling it from the store, installing it, because I'm lazy like that. And eMusic, you have a dishwasher, but you use it to store your tea boxes. Right, yeah, see, exactly. I use my dishwasher just as a drying rack, which granted is part of what it was designed for anyway. I mean, when you use the dishwasher, it also is a drying rack. Just so happens I don't have a dishwasher that washes anymore, so I get to wash it. But then I have a drying rack, which honestly, when you've got a 500 square foot house and like 4 square feet worth of counter space, the last thing you have room for is a dish drying rack. So the dishwasher working as a drying rack is quite lovely. And before you guys go, ooh, I leave the door ajar so air circulates. It's not like it's just closed up in there. And eMusic, when you say your tea boxes, what do you mean by that? Like just, do you have a lot of varieties of tea? So you have a lot of boxes of Red Rose and Lipton and Earl Grey and herbal celestial seasonings? Or are tea boxes something much fancier? Because for some reason I'm envisioning something fancy. Are tea boxes something much fancier that, like, no, silly, it's not a cardboard Lipton's box. It's a wooden box that you can put loose tea in, or what? So, what's a tea box? And I know that that's a potentially stupid question, but here I am asking it. And there you go, Darlene. I've never had a dishwasher except when on our vacation at Rentals. Rick helps me do dishes, especially since I do 90% of the cooking, and he knows I hate doing dishes. And then top shelf, tea with caffeine, and second shelf for herbal. Okay, wow, you've got quite the tea collection. But right, there you go. That's awesome. In fact, I'm wondering how I can convert the top shelf of my dishwasher into my spice rack. You're just now having, But do I want to dry my dishes in the same place I have a spice rack? That might not be a good idea. But it occurs to me, it's kind of brilliant using it. Because I need a spice rack, and like having my spices in the dishwasher would oddly, that might. I'm gonna have to explore and let my imagination run wild with the top shelf of my dishwasher and what it can do other than drying some dishes. And we have family visiting us, and we've run the dishwasher almost every day. Kids use a lot of cups, bowls, and utensils. Picola Tea, that is exactly it. That is why I finally, so many years ago, by the way, hey, how's it, Picola Tea? That is why I have a dishwasher. One day or 1 week, I had friends staying over at my house. So there was like 4 people in my 500 square foot house sharing space. And I spent so much time in the kitchen. And by the way, it was like July, and it was like oddly hot, and I didn't have air conditioning in the house. It was like close to 100 kind of hot, not good hot. Anyway, I spent most of the day, it felt like I spent every single fucking waking hour with these people, sorry about that F-bomb, over the hot soapy water sink cleaning dishes. And so I wanted to, so finally after they left, and I was just like, oh God, the dishes, they were the bane of my existence. It crossed my mind. I was like, wait a second. I own this house. If I want a dishwasher, I can have one. And so the next weekend I went out and got myself a portable dishwasher when they were much cheaper than they are now. And yeah, dude, I got myself a dishwasher, and it lasted me for a very long time. And it would have lasted me even longer if it weren't for those meddling rats. That stinking rat that just ate my dishwasher hose. Hey, Thomas the Turtle. Hey, Mama Sean. We're revisiting talks of kitchen appliances. And to keep you all caught up, this is the faucet I'm looking for. This is the droid I'm looking for. This is the faucet I want to replace. I want this faucet. But that faucet's really hard to find. And now I think you're caught up. Oh, no, you're not. eMusic doesn't use her dishwasher except for to store her tea. And I thought that was kind of a good idea. And now I'm thinking about using my dishwasher to make a spice rack, because my spices are just out of control and not where they should always be. And let's see here. Yep, I hear you, says Darlene. Especially in the warmer months, you get so hot doing the dishes, so you get Rick to help, and he does willingly. Yeah, see, but that's the problem, though. I don't have a Rick. Yes, exactly. Thomas. Yes, Thomas must have been lurking, because he knows I don't want the one with the detachable head, the head sprayer. Exactly. And let's see here. Terry in Scotland. I saw a photo on Facebook that proves cats can be trained to wash dishes. Yes, if you saw it on Facebook, it must be true. Definitely no AI on Facebook, not one little bit. And Picola T trained those cats with opposable thumbs to start doing dishes. Oh, are you talking about raccoons? Because I swear to goodness gracious, the only reason why raccoons haven't taken over the world yet is because their thumbs are just not quite opposable. Not quite opposable, but gosh darn close. I swear, if their thumbs just like were a little bit more, they would be our overseers. We would be their pets. And eMusic, I have a lot of dishes. I do them at different times. What I found is, and I guess this is just I don't know what this is. It's just typical of me, I guess. But the one way that I can consistently get myself to do dishes is if I put on the History of Country Music by Ken Burns. I've heard it so much that I don't feel the need to watch it. And so I can find myself I'll putter around the kitchen, clean, do whatever, as long as the history of country music is on, so I can listen to it. And I learn something new every time I listen to it. I really, really enjoy that. But right now, I've been obsessed with the Great British Baking Show. Unfortunately, with that, you have to I'll put it on and I'll be like, I'll kid myself. It's like, oh, I'll go, clean the dishes and listen to this. But it's like, no, I can't listen to it because I want to see how good the lamination was. Was there a soggy bottom on that mince tart? I have to see it with my own eyes. And so, that doesn't help when you have to, when you're just planning on listening, but then you have to go see it. It doesn't help you get other stuff done. Then I just sit there watching them make food, and then I get hungry, and then I go to the kitchen and I'm like, what can I make? And it's like, well, I've already made a mess. Maybe I can not make anything and clean up. Yeah. And Darlene, I was told by the Penzies lady, spices shouldn't be near or over my cooking area, your stove or your oven, it deteriorates your spices faster. Yes, absolutely. And right now, my spices are actually on the other side of the kitchen from where I cook, in a cool, dark cupboard. It's just that the cupboard is tiny and the space... Inevitably, I have to take all my spices out in order to find that one spice that I need. It's just, they're in a good spot. They're just not organized well. Nor is that spot capable of being better organized. The dishwasher also is across the kitchen from the oven. So I feel as though the dishwasher area is a good idea. The only problem is if I use the top shelf for the spice storage and I use the bottom shelf for drying dishes, would the humidity of the drying dishes mess with the spices up above? And eMusic, no, there's no room for a Lazy Susan in this cupboard. Is only maybe this deep. It's not. Yeah, no, there's no room for a Lazy Susan in this particular circumstance. I have a Lazy Susan in my fridge, though. Lazy Susans are the bomb. I have a Lazy Susan in my fridge and in a different cupboard where my dishes are. Lazy Susans are a lifesaver. But in this case, it's just not, yeah. Let's see here. Jogs drool, raccoons rule. And let's see here. You like the Judds, Randy Travis, George Strait, Brooks and Dunn, Chris Stapleton, Jelly Roll, Toby Keith, Adele, and Jax. I don't think of Adele as I like Adele too. I don't think of her as a country singer. And for some reason, I always thought until recently, and I know I'm totally wrong, I always thought that Jelly Roll was a rapper. I thought that he was part of the rap scene. I know he's not now. I know that now. But before I knew that, I just looked at him and thought he was a rapper. And really, Terry, you found out that raccoons lack salivary glands, and that's why they wash their food to help it go down easier? Interesting. I had no idea. Let's see here. Raccoons are lethal. They have Ginsu knife claws. Well, I mean, how about a choir type shelf for spices? That's the next best thing. I just, I don't have, it's all a case of room, and I need to that might work. And, let's see here. Jelly Roll lost a lot of weight and is buffing up. Did not know that, but not at all surprised. Generally, that's what happens once you get a little bit of fame on you. And, I mean, raccoons are definitely, problematic, but on the other hand, they're actually not that big of a deal. I mean, it really depends on the circumstance, and urbanized raccoons, country raccoons and urban raccoons are kind of two different things. And country raccoons will F your pet up. Okay? I mean, like, F your pets up. But urban raccoons have kind of gotten used to, like, you don't hear of a lot of urban cat squabbles. They get along together. And, I mean, I say this as someone who has families of raccoons living under my shed, almost every year. I've seen mamas and her litters literally come into my house. You know, my cats don't like it, and the raccoons respect the cats, and they just wait till the cats are busy, and then I don't know, there's not, yes, raccoons are definitely scary, but they're not as terrifying as everybody seems to think they are. And Pecola T, can I hang tiered baskets from the ceiling to store some kitchen items? Yeah, and actually I do have that. I have those, like I can look in my kitchen right now. I don't have those baskets up right now, but I do have those baskets. But that's not what goes in those baskets. Isn't necessarily helping with my spice scenario. My spice, and honestly, my spices they're stored all in one place. Very, you know, if it's not there, it's not there. The problem is I have big jars and I have little jars, and then the little jars sometimes get shuffled to the back, and then the big, and you know, and I don't know. Like I spent, I don't know how many, 2 different nights on 2 different occasions. I spent a lot of time looking for my Mexican oregano, and I totally couldn't find it. So I went and bought some more Mexican oregano, and that's not a euphemism. The traditional oregano that you probably use is Turkish, but oregano used in Mexican Hispanic dishes is different. It's Mexican. Once again, not a euphemism. So I went and bought some more Mexican oregano, and then flip and get home, and gall dang it, my jar of Mexican oregano was like in front of all the spices. It was right there. Somehow I didn't see it 18 different times. And can I put a spice rack up on the wall? Well, it's funny you should say that. Every solution you have is a great solution. It's just, right now, I have, okay, the cupboard that the spices are in, actually, I want to be hung on a wall by my stove. And then I have a whole other cupboard pantry that's on top of a bookshelf in my living room that I want hung onto the wall that the current wall that the other thing is on. It's a case of like, yes, I would, only I've got to do this thing and this thing before that thing can be done. And my house is a total state of so many projects. It's like, yes, that can be done, but this and this needs to be done first. And then yeah, there is that. And let's see here. We got $1 store basket, and all those odd size spices found their place to be. There you go. There you go. And yeah, Pecola T, don't I hate it when that happens, when it's right in front of your face, but you don't see it? Absolutely. And you know, there have been times when I have like been looking for scissors or whatever, and I know they're in this drawer, and so I'll take everything out of the drawer, and I literally will just be like, this is a hair clip from that drawer. This is my wallet from that drawer. You know, I'll take one thing out at a time, and I'll look at it and identify it. And I'll put it, and then it's like, I'll look, and it's like, okay, there are no scissors here from that drawer. So then I put everything back in the drawer, and then the next time I open the drawer, the scissors are on top. And I live by myself. What the hell? And I don't live in Hawaii, so I can't blame it on the Menahunis, but I do anyway. So there you have it, Rabbit. Sugar and spice sure is nice. Cinnamon girl, want to take you for a whirl? See, Hondo, we just might need a kitchen tour. Well, I might have to clean my kitchen before I allow for such shenanigans. But, yes, indeedly do. I do need to show you so you can see what I mean by... I've got like 4 square feet of kitchen counter that's covered up by other stuff. And here's the wall that should have a thing. And here's the other wall where the other thing should be. And here's the thing that's in my living room that should be in my kitchen. But, I live by myself, so every room is whatever room I want it to be. I don't have to have a bedroom, a living room. My pantry can be my living room. My living room can be my pantry. And there you go. And yeah, what does jelly roll mean, Terry in Scotland? Because I'm already 1 minute past, but if we can find out what a jelly roll is, then we can bring this to a close. And while we're waiting to find out what a jelly roll is, I would like to remind you that Map Statter, ooh, that was a good pop. Map Statter on Saturday will be showing This Is Spinal Tap. So if you want to see a Rob Reiner movie, then come on down to Twitch, Map Statter style, and we will have that rolling for you. And exactly, Pullty, it helps to have a friend to help with organizing. A friend can motivate you to get the projects completed through sheer peer pressure. Exactly. Actually, one of the things that I need to do for sure, I have to have 2 people with, because it's requires some like heavy lifting. And so, until I get a friend who can come help, I'm really kind of at a loss. And, since you asked, it refers to the part of a female anatomy. Oh, okay. I guess it must be, it's all about a belly button. That's what it is, right? It all swirls into a belly button. Must be about a belly button. All right, there you go. Sounds like a plan. Thank you guys for hanging out. Thank you guys for talking when we didn't really have much to talk about. Hopefully next time, I will be more together and with purpose. And I do believe, although I might be lying, I do believe that Photo Luke might be coming on later tonight. And if that's the case, I will probably be here, and I'll probably see you there. And let's see here. If I could wait till June, I might be able to help organize. Well, I have one friend in mind who I might bribe with some spam fruitcake, so we'll see. I hope to get it done before June. All right, you guys, take care. We'll see each other soon, and hopefully we'll see each other on Friday, January 16th with Andy Boomatai. All right, there we go. Have a good one.